And
So
the camera.
did you read Philip's message about what he sent us? No. Oh, you haven't read it?
No. When did he send it?
Today.
Today? No, I've been nonstop today. All right, so podcast introduction. We are at Proliance HQ, Warrior Alliance. I love it. And continue by asking me and Alan how we are doing. Just basic stuff. Podcast, Act 1. Start.
The podcast is going to be figuring out how to have a podcast. This is how you
All right.
pre-production prep out of here. We do it and we do it in real time.
Start
Yeah.
a conversation and slowly snowball it to a discussion and follow your gut. Pointer. If Tom is to be the host, he needs to ask more questions and give thoughts. Guest is priority. So if we want Tom to speak more when we do our podcast, we ask questions more. Themes we can use: business, climate for new entrepreneurs, how hobbies help you improve and gain skills. Is business only sales? Start with difficult times when you need to stay focused. How to deal with difficult times when you need to stay focused. All right, cool. Well,
Okay, first weakness, no teleprompter. Tom reads slow, so no.
Hilarious.
well,
Tom,
I didn't do very
slow.
good in school.
That's a lie.
I did not do very good in school.
Well-
So should we officially start the podcast?
We could just, yeah. Do you want to do an intro or do you want to just dive into a
I'll do
conversation?
an intro.
What is your profession?
Welcome to Proliance Podcast. Here we are, Warrior Allen, and I am Tom, and we're going to, this is actually our first podcast in a while. We got a new social media team here. We got Philip here. You'll meet him. There's a lot of good things coming. A lot of preparation has been coming up, and we're going to try to do more of these. And let us know how we can bring you value and what's good about this. Let us know what sucks. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to bring value. We're here to have fun and spread and always keep it transparent, whatever it is that we're going to be talking about. So that's it. Let's get started.
Let's do
So
it.
what are we doing here, basically?
All right, well, you just said something interesting about school.
Okay.
What would you get, like, bring home grades wise?
My grades were in school were it was very important for me to do well, or my parents would beat me, literally. So we're starting off fun. So yeah, like we had a room in the house called the butt room, and this
You had
room-
a
I'll explain. Trust me,
I got one of those
You
rooms
can't say
too.
that and not tell a little bit more. So it used to have the room was a computer room, but it had a bed in it for like guests.
Okay.
But this was the room that we would go to when anytime I did anything wrong, I'd get spanked. Like I'm saying, like pants come off, bare butt, whipped, and spoons.
like with belts.
Belts
Okay.
and spoons, heavy wooden spoons. And I don't know where. Because of the grades. So I was very incentivized to get good grades, but I hated school. But yeah, I'd say on average, my grades were like, on average, it could be B's, C's, and some A's. Like gym, I would get an A. History would be like trying so hard to get that C, otherwise I'd be in the butt room.
In the butt room.
Yeah, like to the butt room, and that's what it got. And I don't know, it was insane, dude. Like the beatings. Oof. But-
Who would do it more, your mom or your dad?
My dad, my mom would be like the one. Hey,
Like,
she would be the administrator.
They hire
Yeah.
a person to beat him up.
yeah, they hired a person. That's funny.
Yeah. So
funny.
my dad, and I could tell he felt so bad, but he did not back down.
Really?
Yeah, and I would, if I put my hand to block it, it's like, oh, you're about to get it way worse.
Way worse.
Don't do that.
It's funny because they would tell me the same thing. I never understood why I would get it way worse. I guess because it was meant to punish me.
Yeah.
I heard
Oh wait, when you're hearing this stuff, who's telling you these things? You got these butt rooms too?
Of course we didn't call it a butt room.
What is it? A chancla? A Mexican chancla?
No, I got beat pretty bad.
Ooh, really? I didn't know this about you.
You didn't
This
know
is
that?
So interesting. I'm so
Yeah.
excited to hear that. No wonder you're such a good guy.
Of course, yeah, no, it's
You're so
punishment.
like no wonder you're a beast. Do you think it's from the beatings,
Definitely, yeah.
or do you think that the beatings were bad? A lot of people think they're bad.
No,
I shouldn't say beatings, y'all, but we got to trigger some people.
no, I definitely got beat.
Oh wow!
No, I got beat up, but it's just like,
So how did that impact you? Like, do you feel it was wrong or right?
no, I felt I am so appreciative of it. Maybe, yeah, I'm so appreciative of it because I did mess up a lot. So it's like,
Right, but do you think it was wrong or right?
do I think it was wrong or right? I would never do that to my kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wouldn't do that. So I guess it was wrong.
But you think that the impact was good?
Yeah, like I think, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, maybe. I don't even like to say it was wrong because I'm just so grateful for like just getting beat up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and obviously we're joking, but like,
Are we? No. I don't know, man.
I'm saying it happened,
Yeah.
but like, what would happen? Like for me, it would just be very similar. Like bad grades. They found out I lied. I stayed out late. You know what I mean? It's just like, all right, you're gonna, face forward, and you're gonna get spanked, right? Sometimes, like I would get hit with like belts.
Dude, they're creative.
Yeah, they were creative. Yeah. No, my parents were G's, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the only thing. But one of my friends one time said that he taught me one of the greatest tricks that I learned in my childhood. And he goes, "Hey, when your mom says like go get the belt, go to your room, stuff your underwear with socks,
Nice.
and that way when you bring the belt back,
Yeah.
it's not gonna hurt as much."
I'm really glad your parents weren't learning from my parents because, dude, I feel like since my parents are older, like they could have given some of that wisdom. Like, yo, you gotta take the pants off. You can't be
bare
like,
butt.
Dude, I did that too, and then they caught on to it.
That's
Like
funny.
I was wearing thicker pants and stuff. They're like, yeah, I don't think this is. They would like judge how miserable I was. They needed to see that misery, and I'm not a faker. Like my whole life, I haven't been a faker. Like, so I can't.
So,
But I would try. I would cry. I would try. I'd try to get as miserable as I could as fast as possible to get them to feel bad.
yeah.
But yeah, it was tough. They're super smart.
How do you feel about it? Do you feel it was good or bad?
I feel it was great. Nothing wild, but no. Overall, it was mainly just spankings on the butt, but they were just so effective and so painful that it 100% worked. Like I think it turned me into a person that realized, hey, if you do something wrong, there's a consequence.
Mm-hmm. And that helps. Do you think that has helped you in life? Today at your age, 35?
It makes me want to do things right for sure. Like it makes me want to avoid trouble, but
you like trouble.
I like trouble. I like trouble.
You like trouble.
Yeah, but no, I think overall it was really good. I think it's important to know in life that no matter what, there's going to be consequences if you don't do the right thing.
Would you do that to your kids, like that physical punishment?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely going to spank my kids. Absolutely. Like I am not going to beat them in any way, right? But I'm going to spank them, and if people want to call that beating, they can, right? But it's not. It's like it's a spanking. You know?
You're gonna have a butt room in your house.
That's right. They're gonna have to tell them off to the butt room.
Off to the butt room.
Off to the butt
Hey,
room.
more work for me. I have to take more stuff now.
Yeah, we gotta build Tom's butt room. Because I think people need to see like personal things to like
Connect more. Know that this is worth listening to. That these are real people.
Yeah, these are real people that have gone through. Yeah, real things. I guess
They're real people that have gotten real beatings.
That have butt rooms. It sounds like you have like a weird
fetish with butts.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. I love my wife's butt.
Well,
we're growing it.
You're growing it.
We're growing it. Yeah, we compete.
Really?
Absolutely.
I feel who's winning.
I believe I'm winning because I have a nice butt.
I think you do have one of the nicest male butts I've ever seen.
Thank you.
I'm not lying
You've never
to you.
seen my butt.
I have seen your butt.
You've seen my butt? When?
Yeah. We've gone to the gym together.
And you've looked at my butt?
Well, it's the thing is when you go to the gym, you just like walk around like free.
Really?
Yeah, you never known that about yourself?
I don't walk around free. I put a
We're
towel
next
on.
to each other. Yeah, you put a towel on, but you just take it off. You like take it off freely.
Well, what else? How else do you take off?
No,
clothes?
I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's just if I'm here changing, right,
Yeah.
and I'm putting on my shoes, and then you're right
And
here,
a big butt pops out.
It's just like I'm gonna notice
lot of
it.
big things
If something just hits you in my
pop
face, I'm gonna notice.
That makes sense. Unbelievable, man. How has the working out been, man?
Working out has been good, bro. Working out has been good. I've been pretty consistent in the mornings, and the afternoons. So I try to do, I'm trying to do like 30 minutes of cardio, and then about like a 45-minute workout. So I've been
30
hitting
minutes of cardio and a 45-minute
yeah,
workout?
yeah. The
in the
cardio
morning?
is low. No. The cardio is done either in the morning or afternoon, depending on the time.
Okay, got it.
But it's like
You hit the weights in the morning?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Hit the
nice.
weights. So I've been going to the Lifetime in Romeoville just because
Nice.
it's just on the way and it's
Yeah.
convenient.
Yeah.
And then yeah, just been heading here. So it's been good. It's been good. How about you?
And your goal, real quick, before you don't push to me too quick. So what's your goal this year with fitness? And
My
what,
goal
and what
this
was
year-
what was your goal last year, and what did you make happen?
So my goal last
'Cause
year.
you've come a long way.
Yes.
Very
My
proud of
goal last year, we set a challenge for September through January 14th to lose 50 pounds and accomplish that. And then this year
How many did you
is
end up losing?
I lost 52
Nice.
throughout that challenge. And then since then, I'm probably closer to like 63 since then.
Nice.
And then for the year, it's 100 pounds.
100 pounds.
Yep.
And how many have you lost already so far this year?
So far this year, I lost about 14.
14. So you got 86 to go. So like
86 to go. So I talked to my coach AJ, and he said that realistically I should try to shoot for about I think it was 280. I think that's where he would like to see me.
yes.
But I just
You said screw you.
no, I didn't say screw you. I
You
said
said screw your goal.
he said like that is where ideally I think you should be like health wise, but I've seen so many people accomplish so many great things in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah.
So
What are you doing? Is it,
250 is my goal.
so you're doing 250 and
Yeah.
and how much down is that? Is that 100?
That's 100. Yeah.
That's 100.
Yeah, it's like 96. It's something might as well be
cool.
100.
Well, yeah, you gotta
yeah.
call it 100 if it's 96.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
That's freaking a hard goal, man. Are you scared, or like how do you feel about your goal?
I'm scared. What I realized is I've been scared a lot about my goals, right? So, about my financial goal, that's the one that I've been like.
What's
that
your
I feel the
financial
most
goal?
pressure goal? My financial goal is 250 this year. 250.
250
50,000.
250 a month.
250,000
250,000
in the year.
Nice.
Yeah, for the year. So, yeah, that's the one where I'm like the most like I feel the most pressure. Because I think that one is the one that's like, you know, you got to show up and perform and this and that. But I think I've communicated to you like the health has to be my number one.
Yes.
Right? Like I can't perform at that level if I'm not feeling good health wise. So as much, I guess I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself this year on both of those fronts. So
Well,
I'm very nervous about both
I'll challenge
the
you
health
on that.
and that.
I'll challenge you on that. I think that you can definitely achieve 250K without hitting your personal goal of the weight loss.
Yeah, I can. I think I can. But I think the longevity, I think my overall, I just know that the health goal like is more important than anything.
Got it.
Yeah.
That speaks to you the most.
Yeah. Like I have to be here to do the impact, and like if I like die or something earlier, or I get something like a disease, like then it's not worth it. You know what I mean? Like all that work isn't worth it.
But why 100 pounds? Like why not go 30 just and keep working and make steady progress? Why such that's a huge goal.
It's a huge goal, but I figured the main reason is because I proved that I can do 50
Yes.
in a like 6 month period, 5 month, 6 month period. So if I have a whole year, I just did the math and just said, hey, it's 100.
Yeah.
You know, and I kind of just felt like
That don't seem like a compelling, just because it could be done. Is that really the main reason?
no, I guess I'm speaking to the logic of why
Yeah.
I did it. The reason why is just because I think that is just like, I just wouldn't like walking around like if you were to tell me, hey, why don't you just say lose 30 pounds this year?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Why? Yeah.
Well,
Because
then
at
what-
250, and I'm saying this
then
because
I would be at 320 and that I still feel that I wouldn't be as the healthiest that I can be.
Right.
Like to me, 320 is like still not a significant enough thing to be healthy, to have a longer life. So it's just like, yeah, I could say 320, and I can do that, you know, for sure. That's going to be accomplished.
Well, let me ask
right?
you this then if AJ told you that, like losing, what did he say? What exactly? He said
if I were to be at like 280, it'd probably be a little bit more realistic.
I think he even said like, yeah, that's exactly what he said. So how many pounds would that be down?
That would be down 70.
So, but you just want to go all the way, basically.
Yeah. I want to go to where, hey, I think this is going to be a significant change.
Yeah.
This is actually going to like change my life.
Yeah.
I'm not saying being like what AJ said is wrong at all, right? But I just felt like for just how I envisioned it, how I look, how I envisioned it, I think that's just where the number that I kind of led towards. That's what I think I need to do to make a significant impact on my health and longevity. Like that's the biggest thing.
Nice. Well, I'm excited for you, man. I'm excited.
Thank you, bro.
I'm excited. I just like to for me, I know the bigger the why, the easier the how.
Yeah.
Right? And for me,
yeah, the why is easy. The why is just longevity. The why is family. The why is showing people that it can be done. The why is literally just being here for way longer and just being a better influence to people. Like that's one of the things that I admire about you is like you hate working out, right? You don't like it. Most people don't know that, right? You hate working out, right? But the reason that you do it is obviously for health and wellness, but you do it more so to inspire everyone around you and show how important health is, right? So it's just something that it's just something that I've been gravitating more towards because as we get older, you start to see people have health problems.
Yeah.
People even my age, I know people that have health problems, right?
Yeah. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It becomes more real when you see peers dying.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I have someone on my team that is, you know, at 440, I want to say.
Yeah.
And he wants to change his life.
Yeah.
Right. So it's cool because I showed him a picture of what I started at.
Yeah.
Right. And I was right around there, like 420, and what I am now. Right. And it's like now I got him meeting with AJ.
Yep.
Now I'm able to make an impact, but I'm not going to be able to do that if I'm not walking the walk, if I'm not showing that I can do it myself.
Yeah.
So that's like one of the biggest things for me is just being able to actually help more people. Like I'm holding a bunch of people back by not helping myself. So.
Ooh, spitting the fire, man, dude. That's freaking. Now you got me pumped. You know what I mean? That's what I was waiting for. I was like, dude, where are the reasons at, man?
Yeah, no, there's so many. There's like an unlimited amount of reasons.
And dude, it's like, dude, that's the value I wanted people to feel is that, right? When you feel that emotion behind it, then you're gonna get the motion. You got to have emotion.
You can't do anything
in the ocean to move the emotion creates the motion.
Emotion creates the motion.
Emotion creates the motion.
You know it better than anyone though. It's just like, you know, people can tell you what they're gonna do a million times over, and just keep saying it, and it's like, okay, like what are you doing though? What actually are you doing in the dark?
Right.
What are you doing?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, if you don't have the deep reasons why, it's, you know, words are empty, right? Like a lot of people tell people what they want to hear, and they don't do it for themselves. They don't do it for, like, they don't have deep enough reasons. They don't they forget about those reasons when things get tough, right? Because the work in the moment is so freaking hard, right? And until you create a habit, like I've done, I've created a habit of working out to where it's like it's so wired now, right?
Yeah.
So now I gotta remind myself to go to the next level where it's uncomfortable. I always have to remind myself of the whys, or I get too comfortable.
Yep. And why do you think that? Do you think most people struggle making that habit, or what do you think it is for most people?
People struggle to change. So people are, you know, doing what they're normally doing. So yeah, changing anything that you've been doing the same way for a long time is always going to be take intentionality behind it.
Mm. Yeah.
It's absolutely difficult.
Yeah.
Right. That's why it's like, all right, some people are just like want to say their goal and then freaking move on. It's like, well, let's take some time to figure out like how important is this really to you.
Mm-hmm.
right? Is it worth even being a goal? Like, I think more people should question their goals, myself included, right? It's like,
Yeah.
look at these goals and figure out how important is this really? Like, because if there's not like many layers of like deep emotion and reasons why, I would challenge that goal for myself.
Yeah.
Personally.
100%.
Personally, but I mean, goals should excite us.
Goals should excite us. Yeah.
And I think too many people have small goals that aren't exciting enough. We gotta have some big, juicy, giant goals. You know.
Yeah, I think people.
I love your goal. Your goal is freaking awesome, right? It's just a matter, it's. And I think it's awesome that you're setting all these big goals. Like, how do you think that that's going to impact you? How do you think that's going to impact you for the year? Like, because a lot of people would be so scared. They're like, I don't want to set myself up for failure.
Yeah, I actually have learned that, like, I feel like the bigger the goal that I set, the more that, like, I feel pressure to perform.
Yeah.
And I like performing under pressure.
Yeah.
So I think most people are scared. And I just know one of my weaknesses, and this is just like, I get paralyzed by thinking too much sometimes, right? Yeah. I think through too much. Sometimes. But I've learned that sometimes, right? Sometimes. But I've learned that if I just set a goal and I commit to something and I just take the action, it like avoids me being like paralyzed. But I think like lately it's been tough mentally because it's just like I just know I have all these huge things and I put pressure because I think everyone, like, in my head, I'm like, a bunch of people are depending on me to do these things.
We are.
So,
we're dependent on you.
So that is like the toughest part mentally for me.
It's tough that people depend on you?
It's very tough to know that because it is my responsibility and I have to do it. But is
that a healthy stress or an unhealthy stress?
I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know. Yeah.
To me, that's like super healthy and like so like exciting when I know people are depending on me, because it's like I can't let you down. Like to me it's like very good. Yeah.
So I've shared this with people, right, that I've felt stressed, right? I felt like, man, I got pressure, right? And then it's funny because all the men that I shared it with respond very well to it. And it's like, hey, this is this is what we do. We're responsible. But when I share it to the
women,
to women, right? They're like, you need to figure out how to do things healthier. You need to like not stress. No one is depending on you. And it's just like, no, people are like, like it's maybe you think that I'm thinking about it way too deep, but like it is that deep. You know what I mean?
I'd run away from those women. If any woman told me that, I'd be like, dude, y'all tweaking.
Yeah.
I mean, like, y'all tweaking.
You don't feel like you people don't tell you that? Like, hey, you are taking too much on?
I stay away from all those people.
No one in your life currently tells you that.
No, but I'm saying I limit my time talking to them, like especially about that. I'm like, all right, if you're gonna tell me.
Oh, so you're selective with what you speak about.
I'm not gonna I know what people will say a lot of times. So it's like if someone's not going to like. Now there's two ways that you go about it. It's like you have the person who's like, hey, you're doing too much, and that's like, I'm staying away from you. And then you have the person who's like, hey, there's a way to accomplish exactly what you want to accomplish in a better way. Let's figure out a way where you can do this in a, like you said, this in a healthier way, or in a way that's like sustainable. That's a whole different conversation. So
it reminds me of the conversation we just had.
If it goes the other way, I tell them, don't tell me that, right? And then there'll be some pushback, and if I see that they don't respect that, then I'll not talk to those people anymore. Right? Yeah. Or like dramatically, or if I talk to them for other things, I just won't bring up that aspect or share those things with them, and I'll talk to people, right, like you, who it's like, all right, like these are our goals. We're not changing our goals. We're going to find a different way to hit it, right? We're going to find a way to hit this goal, and it might, like if we see that the stress turns from healthy to unhealthy, we have to find a way to make it more healthy stress, because there's always a way to do it. Right? Yeah. There's people who have built 100 million times, like 100 times the size of your company in even shorter time. So if they did it, there has to be a way we can do it. Right? And that's the people I want to be around.
Yeah, 100%. So and I think it's a good lead into like the business. Like, how's it been going for you this year with the business? What are some of the things that you're going through? And
Yeah.
Let's jam on
It's
that.
going great. The business is going amazing. We have had a record-setting winter and a record-setting amount of just deals coming in. And
What's so significant about the winter?
people doing really well. So in the wintertime, historically, we have had, like, what do you call them? Like, people who stand out, basically. Like, we've had the outliers in the company work the winter. The people who are just like,
Performers, the
20% that does 80% of the revenue, right? Like the top tier working the winter. This is the first winter where we've had our entire sales team, basically. Like, it was the opposite. It's like 90% of our sales team worked this winter, and they signed so many deals and did so well that it was mind-blowing, unpredictable in a great way. And it's amazing. So with any type of like new growth or just new explosive growth, right, there's going to always be challenges. And we hired a lot of new people, right? And it was winter, snow, challenging conditions, and I was focused on making sure people were making money, and we did a great job with that. So it's been very stressful because of cash flow, because we're paying everyone all this money in the wintertime, and it takes the insurance company so long to pay. Plus, we had a lot of new sales reps that I didn't do a good enough job training, and it was also hard to train them when there's not adjuster meetings as well. So it was just challenging conditions to just, do everything with quality and make sure everyone was properly trained. So it was like two challenges that happened. Is one, cash flow, because we're paying people so much money without receiving any money back for such a long time, and that's still happening now.
Yep.
And then two, we had so many new salespeople hired at once that I didn't know how to train them all properly before getting them out and getting them going.
Yeah.
I just got so focused on making sure they were making money and signing deals that I lost track of making sure that like all of these were quality deals and that they were properly trained once the adjuster meeting started so they would win. So anyway, I know that's a lot of detail for people not in our industry, but
I have a question though.
That's been very, very difficult.
I have a question, and I think I can phrase it where it can apply to everyone, right?
Yeah.
So as a business owner, right, instead of possibly business owners would look at that, right, and they would say, hey, cash flow's not there. Let me grow the business slow, right? Let me hire one person at a time, train them, mimic that over and over, right? But it would be a slower growth. Why did you choose to grow the business the way that you did this year in the winter, as opposed to growing it slower like some other people might do?
Well, to be blunt, we lost 90% of our sales team the previous year. So we needed to hire fast. It was a necessity for the business in order to have enough salespeople to generate enough revenue to literally pay the bills. So that was it wasn't actually out of we need explosive growth. It was out of necessity. And it really worked out. It just worked out. Like, the right people came at the right time. And I wouldn't grow that fast on purpose. It was really a need that the business had.
Got it.
Yeah, and but I do believe in taking on more than we can handle, because I think that like I learned it from Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone, he would schedule, when he was growing his sales team, he would schedule 3 interviews at the same time, because he's like, I would much rather have the problem of all 3 showing up and figuring out a way to handle that situation than having one person that's supposed to come and then they don't show up and now you're sitting there wasting time. So I don't go hardcore. I don't like to like take it to the 10th level of, I don't want it to be reckless, but I do like to put myself in situations that really put a lot of pressure on me to figure out better and faster way. Like I'm very confident in my ability to always find a solution. And I like the challenge of, like, if I just do things that I know I can do, I already know I can do it. So I'd like to set myself up for things that I don't even know if I can do, because I'm confident that we're going to figure out a solution and it's going to maybe make us better or come up with another, You know, like if I wouldn't like now I know so much more. I know how to train people way faster because I hired all those people at once. Where if I hired one at a time, I might have thought I can only hire one at a time always, right? And I'm still working through that, so I'm gonna figure that out. But the point is, I like to challenge myself beyond, and I don't care. I don't need to have certainty that I can do what it is I'm going out to do. As long as I keep chipping away and working towards my goals that are very clear and written down, and my dream and vision and the mission of the company, as long as I know we're chipping away and we're working towards that, that's what I'm focused on.
Yeah. How important is it to like have the clarity for all those things, the vision, the mission, the how?
Dude, it's everything. It's literally like in life, if you want to go somewhere, if you want to visit Hawaii, see what Hawaii's like, see Switzerland, see what it's like, right? And that's what your goal is, or that's what your dream is. You want to create, you know, I know you want to take you're going to take your family to where?
Europe.
To Europe.
Next year. Mhm.
Europe. You're going to take your family on a Europe trip this year for what, 3 weeks?
2 to 3 weeks, about 3 weeks probably.
Yeah. You're trying to get them to go longer.
I'm trying to do 3 weeks. They want to do like 1.5.
Yeah. So that's exciting. So it's like, all right, if you want to go to Europe, right? But you don't, if that's not, if you want to just go somewhere, but you don't know where you want to go, you'll never end up, like you might never end up at the place you want to be. So to me, like time is our most precious asset. So if we're wandering aimlessly, just trying to do our best, right? You don't know what that's going to turn into. I want to know what I'm working towards.
Yeah. 100%.
I think that's super important.
100%. And it kind of goes back to the conversation that we had, right? Of the goals. It's like why, right? Are the whys that we have strong enough, right? What do we want to do, right? Why do we want to build this huge company, right? Why are we doing it the way that we do it, right? Because I think most people would look at it and they would say, man, you guys, you know, are crazy in the way that you guys do things, right? With just the amount of see, you just scared me.
We're crazy. We're crazy.
Just with the amount of like, I don't want to call it risk, but just with the amount of like things that we have going on at one time, right?
Yeah. A lot.
Exactly. So I think people would look at that and be like, man, you guys do things way different than, you know, anyone else would do it.
Yeah, when I came here, the first thing I saw, I was like, you guys are gay. Oh, I mean, you guys are crazy.
We work hard, we play hard.
I work hard, we play hard.
Different than everybody else. They're the greatest.
That's hilarious. We got to get him on the podcast.
Yeah.
Trump and Philip.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that'd be hilarious.
Trump and Philip.
Can you just check if the thing is still recording and what's the battery, just to make sure? Just see if it's still recording, does it? On the program. Okay, cool. Does the laptop still have battery? If not, I'm gonna bring it this side and just put it here. Okay, just take a look at it.
Yeah. I got you.
Thank you.
Oh,
I feel like Trump and Philip are like a synonym.
Hey, can
A
I ask
synonym?
you a question? Can I give you a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question is, how from a boss he became a friend, and how do you guys made it sync, and how do you guys make it work so you guys are so close, and how I can like become better friends with you guys and just then take over the company.
that's hilarious.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's been a journey with Alan. Alan, he started as a client specialist, right?
Yep.
So
Did you do the interview for him or somebody else?
who did the interview? My mom?
So I interviewed. I was just looking for a place to work. I didn't really know what to do with my life. It was like 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago. And I interviewed with your mom, and then I must have done the right things, said the right things. Like, you know, we had a great conversation, and she goes, "Hey, I want you to meet Tom." So I met you that same day. We had a great conversation. And then you called me like 3 hours later and said, "Yeah, I want you to come on." So yeah, I started off as a client specialist.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, how could anyone turn you down? Look at that. Look at you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess the question was like how.
And you're so good with your words. Like, I feel like you know what to say to anyone.
Thank you, bro. Thank
Yeah.
you.
That's why you're in our. Alan is now in our approval. He's in many departments, but head of our approval department, which is in charge of when the insurance company says no.
We get them to say yes.
Alan does a couple things, and then boom, they pay. They pay.
Yep. 100%. But yeah, I think like our journey and how we develop, talking about like our relationship. Go ahead. Like, what do you?
Well, Alan came in. He was effing around. I mean, he came in hot. Don't get me wrong. He came in hot. He built a ton of credibility. Then he starts messing around, doing weird things,
Yep.
and being all janky and stuff. Not shady, but just a little janky, right?
Yeah.
And then just hey,
Give us more, man.
Alan's just balancing a lot of women. Okay, that's really what it comes down to. Alan, I mean, there's many other things, but he has a lot to balance,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very difficult to stay focused on the mission of work when you have so many. What are they? Distractions or
Sure,
people?
yeah.
So, wait, your goal was 250,000 women or money? I was.
Well,
So he
one and the same.
he has these women coming out, meeting us everywhere, doing all these things. I don't know. Anyway, back to work. So Alan went through a really tough time. All right, it got to a point where a lot built up of things Alan was doing, and also a lot of pressure he was under. I don't even know how to explain this, like without going into tons of detail. But
I mean, I think it was.
I'm so glad you're talking right now.
Yeah. No, I got you. This is not where I thought you were gonna take it. To be honest, hilarious.
It's important.
No, it's important. Yeah. So I think what kind of backtrack a little bit. Yeah. So I was managing a department, and I was just learning how to manage. I was learning all these skills. I think you and I probably became close. I think the first year of the company, we did our Miami trip.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where you and I became close. And that's kind of where I feel like we really bonded and connected. And then
you're a problem solver. So I found that about you, that you find, or when problems are brought to you, you immediately want to solve them.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? And you're not emotional.
No.
So those two things were like, ooh, this is a good person to connect with, because we can accomplish a lot
100%.
with those mindsets.
Yeah, but I think so I was managing that department, and personally, I was going through probably like a really tough time, just personally, just with family things at home, even like health issues at the time.
Yeah.
So it was just like probably one of the toughest periods of my life. And I let that bleed into work. I was letting a lot of people down. I messed up a lot. My word wasn't as strong as it is now. And it was just, personally, I think it was just a completely different me than who I am today. And I went through a lot. I had to let go of that, position. I was, moved into another position, and I felt at the time, like it
was a crazy situation. So there we were in the room, people were attacking Alan verbally, like making it worse than it was, even though there was a lot that was wrong. There was a lot true, but it was like blown up, is way blown up too. And Alan was like put under the fire and the heat, and he was in that room, and we were like basically like anyone else put in that situation would have quit, or they would not be working there anymore, right? But I personally knew the value of you, and I am really glad that you stayed. I think, why don't you share, how could you stay? Because it's like there was so many people kind of like seeming like against you, or just like so much against you in that conversation, that how in the world did you survive that and get past that?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely thought of quitting.
So basically you were the manager, and then basically you had your team against you, and then saying a bunch of things about you. Some were true and some were blown up, but there was a reason you should have been in that meeting, but it was like 10 times probably what it should have been. So basically that happened, and then it's in management was kind of like, on their side, it kind of seemed like as well,
100%. Yeah.
right? So it's like everyone's against you, is kind of probably how you felt.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't feel like that at
Okay.
the time. Like, I did feel 100% under the microscope. Things are being said about me that are like blown up way out of proportion. There are things that even in passing that people took from here to like they took it somewhere very differently. And it created a lot of like it created for me a lot of like I can't trust people. Like I can't trust people. I can't have relationships with people at work, right? And that's what it created. But I mean the real reason how I stayed, I mean I don't really, I just had faith and I just knew that I prayed a lot about it. I talked to people. I actually haven't even I talked to like a couple people, but um really I think Tom gave me the opportunity to be like, hey, like I have a plan, this is what we're gonna do. And that's really what helped me stick it out, right? Because I could have very easily left, not been in the building, and I think probably things would have been way easier. Like if I would have just found something new, right? If I were to just, do that. But I personally, I felt like I've established relationships here with people that I care about. Tom, Faraz, even like your parents and other people in here in the company where I just knew that, this is somewhere that I wanted to be and I wanted to recreate that trust. I wanted to build up my credibility. I just saw the mission, I saw the end goal, and that's what it was. I just had clarity on what we're building, and I've never felt like how I did working somewhere. And so I just stuck it through, and it was very difficult. It was like probably the hardest thing that I've gone through, without a doubt.
It doesn't surprise me. That was painful.
Yeah, and it sucked.
Watching.
It sucked. It completely sucked. And yeah, I mean, it sucks because I feel like I let a lot of people down. But something that Faraz told me, he goes, if you stick it through and you build it back up, like you're gonna like grow so much from this, and you're gonna be better because of this. And like truly, like that's probably one thing that I kept repeating to myself when I was going through those hard moments. It was hard to be called out in front of people that I, in front of the whole company. You know what I mean? Like it was brutal. It was brutal.
I
never
still
want
see
to do
the
it again.
pain in your eyes.
Yeah, it was tough. Like it's like insane. Like I don't know how I did it. Like if you ask me right now, how did you do that? I can't tell you.
Yeah.
It was just in the moment. I just took it. But I also, one of the things that I did want to say is I took accountability. Like I understood how I messed up. Now, am I saying, man, did I like do it like to that extent? No, but I think I learned a lot of lessons, and I just took accountability. That's the main thing. I took accountability. I saw how I messed up, and I focused on the solution.
True. And yeah, at the end of the day, if you take accountability, you can say, hey, I put myself in that room. If I did X, Y, and Z differently, I wouldn't have needed to be in that room.
Yeah, and I didn't blame anyone. Like I didn't. That's the biggest thing. I didn't blame people for doing what they do. I think Tom is the one that he's like, bro, you were, I didn't really like how they went about it in this way, and like it was just very difficult for me to see that because I just knew that, hey, I truly messed up.
Yeah.
And I needed to. It was my fault.
I think that's how it should be, man. Like, if I'm doing these things wrong, I'd rather focus on what I did wrong and correct that before I start critiquing other people, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll go have one-on-one conversations with those people separately to try to make that, I'm just going to be a solution maker, right? And I think that's what separates you from everyone else is you're focused on you and how you can improve. You're not, you're the only person you can control. So
yeah.
Why not just fix you?
Yeah.
And so anyway, back to the relationship. For me, that was a huge turning point in the relationship, like the comeback from that. Because seeing what you went through and seeing you build and build and build that trust and go through all that pain and still be victorious and become better, to me that showed me what you're capable of wow, this is a freaking man. This is a freaking man.
Yeah.
Like, this is a man of men, you know, like,
Yeah.
and it really showed me, like, dude, like, what can't you do, bro?
Yeah.
Right. So, and it showed me how much you cared, because only someone who really cared
Yeah.
would keep moving forward through that, because it wasn't worth it to stay for anyone, you know, like, there was too much damage that was done. The build was, it's like signing up for a Ironman or a marathon when you've never even jogged a block.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably how it felt. Like, there's so much work to be done to get to the next level. You were on our leadership team. We had to kick you off of that, didn't we, at that point?
Yeah.
Like, dude, like, it was pretty messed up. But that shows you're very humble. Like, you removed your ego, and you basically just started freaking kicking butt.
Yeah.
And here you are today, running three major operations in the company, and with the goal to earn 250.
Yeah.
250,000.
Exactly.
So,
And it's just like that opportunity doesn't come by. Like, it's just like when you care about something and you believe in something, it's just like, hey, it's a tough journey. Like, especially when, like, being in leadership, you're vulnerable, right? You're under a microscope, right? You are looked at a different level than everyone else.
Yeah.
And you can cry and say, it is not fair. Why are people looking at me this way? Or you can just take the responsibility and own that crap. Like, that's what it is, right? You got to own that. You got to own it, that you are going to be looked at differently. You are going to be, everything matters, right?
hold yourself to a different standard.
Yeah. And now I'm just so proud of what I've been able to do, the people that I've been able to impact. I have a team that, I've grown, and
They
just
did 86,000 or so, maybe 90,000 this week. They did like 86,000.
we're at 75,000 this week, 96,000 the week before, 86 the week before.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's just,
and another thing, you never ask for anything. You very rarely ask for anything, right? You are the type of person, hey, I'm going to put it in. You also have a lot of faith
mhm.
and a lot of belief and trust, and you're the type of person who we want long term in this company to do big things with, and it takes a long term mindset. I see you have a very long term mindset. You're the type of person where you'll go through a ton of pain for a long period of time, as long as it's worth it for the mission. So you're mission driven, and that's why I gravitate so much towards you, because it takes a lot of effort and a lot of work to get a rocket ship off the ground, right? And I want to be in it with people who aren't transactional. I want to be in it with people who are relational, right?
Yep.
So that's why, like, I like being around people with big goals. I like doing hard things with people, because when people go through hard things, you get to see their character, right? Someone with not the character that I necessarily want to surround myself with will run a million miles away from all these types of situations.
Yeah.
I mean, that's too much peace.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why we
And
gravitate.
I
towards
think
each
you do
other.
a good job too. I mean, one of the reasons why I gravitate towards you is just because,
My big butt.
no, apart from your big butt, I think that you just make me feel a part of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, you are.
like you never, but like, it's just like, you have no ego either. Like, this is, like, everyone knows, hey, this is Tom's company, right? Everyone knows you are the one that is, like, here supporting us. No one sees just how much pressure you put on yourself, right? Because I know that you go home at night and you think of, I have to get better because I need Alan to get better because he has to support his family. Like, you just think of things the same way that I do,
Yeah.
where we just take responsibility for everything, right?
Yes.
And part of the reason that's why I gravitate towards you, but also because it's just like, you aren't like, hey, this is something that we're building together.
Yes.
Like, I never feel like, hey, I want you to help me build this for my business.
Right.
Like, this is our thing that we're creating. And I think that's why I gravitate towards you. And that's one of the things that I love about working with you, is that it truly feels like we're building something together.
Yeah, that's how it is. I don't like being called boss. I don't think of myself as a boss. I view myself as a
Same.
teammate. I just have a different position.
Exactly.
Right? I have a different position. My position isn't even more important, right? It's just that's my position.
Exactly.
Right? We're all here to help each other, push each other, make each other get better.
Yeah.
And that's what you do for me. That's what I do for you. That's what everyone here should do for one another.
100%. Yeah, and I think at a high level, like what we just described is like that really showed us like what I went through, and then things that you've gone through, and how we've supported each other through that. I think that at a high level defines our relationship, where it's just like, yeah, we work together, but this is more so like I would do anything for you, you know that. So
Thanks, bro. And
of course.
And I've trusted you with some of the like most intense, challenging, stressful, sad moments of my life, and I've come to you, and you've always been there for me. And it's not many people you can go to with all those types of things.
100%.
So we got Claudia, we got Alan.
Claudia, now I love you, bro.
I'm very fortunate. I have a small group of people that I can go to that really, those are the people I want in my life. People that that I actually know really, really care.
Yep.
And I care for you, and I care for those people so much.
You know what my mom said the other day? She
What?
goes, "Hey, if you ever get married," and she said those words, "if you ever get married."
Oh, because she thinks you won't settle. Like she thinks you'll just keep.
I'm just feeding your joke. Yeah. So she goes, "You should have She goes, "You should get Tom ordained so he can marry you."
What?
I was like, "That's a great idea."
Oh, you want me to do the blessing of your marriage?
I think that'd be great.
Oh wow, I would be
Yeah.
honored.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Yeah. I told her because I was like, yeah, I think either Tom is gonna be like, has to have some significant role.
Oh wow, thank you.
So
I
yeah,
would
of course,
I would be honored.
of course, yeah. So
I don't know if I have the ability to, but I'll try.
it's okay. If not, there's so many things that
Yeah,
you
we
can
can
do.
get Daniel.
Daniel's ordained.
We can turn him into a. I
Oh,
feel
we
like
can
he'd
get
be a
Daniel.
good guy.
I think he'd be a great guy.
Yeah, my little brother.
Yeah.
Where else?
But yeah,
Where else do we want to take this?
yeah. I mean, other than that, I mean, I think we talked about like the hard parts about our relationship.
Hard parts about our relationship.
I think we talked about like things that that we've gone through together.
Oh yeah, you
I think-
lied to me the other day.
I did lie to you the other day.
Yeah, and you came to my house, and you apologized to
And
me
I apologized.
for lying to me.
Yeah.
and that's a
That's
man.
not where I thought we were gonna go.
Yeah, well, you said the hard parts.
No, I'm
so-
saying I think we just talked through the hard parts. But you're just like, yeah, no, I did. Yeah, no, that was tough. I think it was just such a and it was just from years ago
Yeah.
that it was just like crap. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
no,
there's
I-
never a need to,
Yeah, no.
There's never a need to, but I got past it real quick. Like I always know that. And this is when you get to know someone. Like I know your intentions are so good, so
Mhm.
I know you're not lying to me to lie to me in that moment, right? You lied because, your intentions were good. Your intentions were good, and
Yeah.
you can get past a lot when you have a strong relationship. But anyone else hears that, like they'll try to put things in between people and stuff like that. You can get through so much with people. Like if you think about it like this, the people that you love, they care about you, right? But people focus so much on like what's done to them. It's all about them, right? I could focus that, oh, he lied to me. It's all about me, right? It's like, dude, you've done so much for me. Like you care about me so much that it's like there's so much evidence pointing to like how much you care about me that like it's like the first thing I'm gonna think about is why would you
feel like I had to?
Why would you lie to me?
Yeah.
And then we get down to the root and you get down to the bottom of it and it's like, dude, we just grew even more through getting through that.
Yep. And I told people that like I was like, because I was like, yeah, I was stressed out, and I was very honest. I'm like, yeah, I messed up with Tom, and I had to
What's the worst thing I did to you?
Worst thing you did to me? Worst thing you did to me that hurt me?
Whatever you want to say.
Um,
I'm scared.
Worst thing you did to me? I mean, I think that I think that conversation that we had with everyone could have been handled way differently.
Yeah.
I think
I could have had your back more.
I wouldn't say have my back more, but I think that you could have. I think you could have handled it. I think it could have been handled a different way, in terms of like. I just think it could have been handled better.
The big blow up.
Yeah, the
You're
big
talking
blow
about
up. Yeah, and just how everyone handled it, like
Yeah, I agree.
from the leadership team and everyone like that. I never felt betrayed because I took accountability,
Yeah.
right? But in retrospect, I feel like that kind of hurt me, but it wasn't like a specific, oh, Tom has hurt me. I mean, other things is just like,
Hey, I
yeah.
didn't say a list, man. I gave you one. No,
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay. No. Yeah.
No,
I
go
don't
ahead,
think,
go
I
ahead.
don't think you've ever like
ahead.
really hurt me. I mean, there's been things that you said
Oh yeah.
where I'm going through something, and
Insensitive.
it could be like insensitive.
Yeah. I have
Like
that problem
I think you
sometimes.
you push me a lot, and like it sometimes gets me in like a bad headspace. Sometimes when I hear certain things, where it's just like crap, like I can't, yeah, just the insensitive part.
Yeah.
Um,
Like not enough empathy of how hard it is or what you're going through at the time, or
Yeah.
not asking more questions to understand the why behind it.
Yeah.
How can I do better?
I think it was just more so just you probably just didn't know, right? You probably just didn't know. That's why I've become more vulnerable with you, because I think that I need to, like, in order for this relationship to work, I need to tell you everything I'm going through,
Yeah.
so you understand where I'm at. Like, I think that's a responsibility that I started to realize that I have in all relationships. I have to tell people exactly what it is that's going on, so people know how to like handle things.
Mm.
But yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, I think, we.
Do I still do that?
No, I don't think you do that anymore.
Because I push a lot, don't I?
You push a lot, but I also tell you, I think what the solution was me
Right.
being more vulnerable with you.
Got it.
So yeah, but you do push a lot. Yeah,
So
I think you push. Yeah, that you push me in a lot of situations. You particularly, that I know that you would not push anyone else.
Yes.
And I think most people would say, "Why is this dude doing this to me?" But I view it in he trusts me enough to handle this, even if he doesn't even see the solution himself.
Yeah.
He goes, "Alan's got this. Like, he'll figure it out."
Yeah.
So I see that a lot too. Sometimes it's just like, sometimes you put me through a hard crap, bro.
Yeah.
Things where I don't even know how to do it.
Yeah.
And but I might have that thought of like, why is he doing this?
Yeah.
But it's just like, then I'm like, no, he's doing this because he trusts me to do it, and like I gotta have your back. Like, I view you and me, and like I have to have your back always.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I'm brutal.
you put me through a lot of like tough things. Yeah.
Dude,
it's
this is
good.
dark.
Yeah, I know, dude. I know.
This is freaking dark, dude.
Yeah. It's just like, one of the things is just like, hey, Alan,
Yeah.
like I was learning to knock doors, be like be a good salesperson.
Yes.
And then one day he just put me with 5 people and said, organize these people, lead them. And we had no PA, we had no cider that day either. Like, I don't think we got 0 signs. So it was just like,
crap. That's bad.
it was bad, bro.
That's bad.
It's bad.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But we get through it, bro. Like, we get
Yeah.
through it.
Yeah, that's great. And I personally, I think it's so helpful to have these conversations that, hey, this might have been too much time, and I think that you should feel confident to say that if I do
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
And
I told you that day, like, I think we messed up. We could have done this way better.
I remember that day.
Yeah.
I remember that. See, I love that. So we did communicate about it.
Of
right?
course.
But I put you through a lot, So that's
Yeah.
that's good.
I think I communicated we messed up, and I think we let a lot of people down.
Yeah.
I didn't communicate. I think you let me down a little. I think that's the part where you know what I mean?
That's great. But that's why I'm glad we're talking about it now.
Yeah.
And that's very valuable feedback for me.
Yeah.
It's hard because it's like you always want to push as much as possible. I'm always trying to see what's your limit.
Hilarious.
And you probably, because here's the way I look at it. It's like the higher your limit is, the more that we can get there, the faster I can get you to higher income targets, and more impact, which I know you want as much of that as you possibly can get.
Yeah.
So at the same time, I got to do it in a responsible way. I got your back. Don't worry.
I know you
I'm
do.
going to give you some more challenges.
Hilarious. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I mean, yeah, we talked about so much of the negative.
I had the simplest question, and you guys went dark.
I know, dude. We could have went through, bro. We've done so much together. We've traveled together.
Yeah.
We have gone to all these concerts. No, we went through so much pain together.
Hey,
That's the real though. I mean, that's what it is.
and there's other people, like, once again, I love to see what people can handle. And it's impossible to see I think it's impossible to see someone's true character until you put them in kind of like some impossible situations, right?
Yeah.
So there are times where I do it intentionally, right? There's other people, like for example, I do the same thing with Nick, right? Because I see Nick as a huge future leader in the company and current leader that's going to do super huge things, and he goes through the same thing you do, and that's why he's going to have what he has, and why he's growing exponentially as well. So
Exactly.
To me, like you should view it as a compliment. That's how.
That's how I view it. I mean, that's definitely how I view it. Yeah. I that's again. There's these little like thoughts of like sympathy that, man, I gotta feel sorry for myself or something like that. But those are just literally 2 seconds, and it's just like, no, like the mission and everything just trumps.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's normal though, because even in the gym, how often do I feel like, oh my gosh, this is just too much? I'll literally think, why did I set this goal to squat 315 10 times? When AJ loads that thing up and it's got 2 plates and a 25, and he's like, all right, if you're going for 315 10 times, all right, you got to do this 10 times.
Yep.
And I'm like at number 5 and like just dying, like how in the world am I gonna do 5 more, and then I have to put more weight on? It's like, why'd you even set this goal, dude?
Yeah.
Right, that's what my head will tell me like all the time, right? And once I'm done, and I like today, dude, got it 10 times.
315?
No. 280.
280.
So is 245s, a 25, and a 5 on each side. I got it for freaking 12 reps today.
That's awesome.
So, dude, that was something that I could not have done. I couldn't have done that 5 times, like, a few months ago.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You grew very fast because you raised the challenge.
Yeah, and in the moment, we're going to get those freaking emotions, those negative thoughts, the unproductive chatter in our brain. But to me, that's a sign that, I'm doing, like, if I can get myself to go negative, that really means I'm pushing myself.
Yeah, right?
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Question. So when you're both in the gym, there's a moment where you start to feel the pain. What's your thought process? Because mine, doing martial arts, was when I started seeing myself bleeding, I would push harder, and I started to feel more pain, and then I'm like, well, every time I push harder, I feel more pain, but the pain from before is like nothing. So if I go back to that pain, it feels like nothing. So do you guys have the same thought process where you feel like the new pain, which is bigger, makes the other one obsolete? So that's the way you can go further.
Yeah, I need to really improve my mindset in the gym. I really don't like working out, and my mindset is very negative in the gym.
Yeah.
My mindset is like, this sucks. I can't wait for this to be over. I mean, the positive is like, hey, I'm really proud of you, Tom, for being consistent. Thank you for being here. Like, you're doing the stuff that no one else will do. Even though it's crap, there's people doing way more even, right? But it's like, I do have some positive, but like I get a lot of negative in there of like, you don't have to do this, right? You could do way less than this. Why are you setting these crazy goals, and to me, it's because it's, and my brain will play tricks on me. It's like, why are you going to set hard goals there? Why don't you just do more of like maintenance here and focus more on your like business goals or relationship goals? But it's like, dude, it's freaking 1 hour, and it's like such an important hour, and it's like, why if you're working on something, why wouldn't you want progress? So I mean, the good news is I'm very intentional up front about what I really want, and I do a lot of layers of reasons. It's just hard to remember that in the moment. But I look at my goals every day. I have a goal impact sheet that I look at almost every day, actually multiple times a day. I don't know. I look at it every day for sure. And on that goal impact sheet, it reminds me of my goals and my reasons why I have those goals every single day. So if I'm constantly aligning myself back towards what my goals are and why I'm doing them. So it doesn't matter what I think in the moment. I don't go based off my thoughts and my feelings in the moment. I go based off of like what I need to do, and I create systems for that.
Yep. Yeah, I saw something that says like it's like follow routine, not your emotions, right? Because our emotions, we're humans, right? They're up and down constantly. So it's
I know
just
you
like,
love that. You're all about that.
What do you mean?
Follow the routine.
Follow the routine?
Not the emotions.
It's not the emotions.
You leave the emotions at the door. You tell them, don't get too attached.
Yes.
What a great time.
Yeah,
What
it
a
was a great
great
time.
Proliance
Yeah.
Warriors podcast.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
great.
We need to do another version where it's just like now we can talk about all the positives. Why I love this guy. You know what I mean?
I thought it was great.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think it was such a value. I love doing podcasts where I think the real value comes in the vulnerability because most people don't share this.
100%. Yeah.
Dude, no one shares that.
No one shares that. No.
Dude, and that was so valuable too, like hearing that.
Yeah.
So
True.
I like it. I think it's
Yeah.
cool that we're different.
Yeah, I didn't know that our relationship grew once you saw that I went through all that.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know that you viewed me because of that, like differently because of that. So I learned something new today too.
1,000%, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was a critical
Yeah.
uptick in our relationship. Because before that, I was like, this dude's freaking talented.
Yeah.
He can solve problems. But after that, like my trust in you grew like significantly. I'm like, ooh, we might be able to really do something together long term.
Yeah.
Because I won't work with people long term if I can't trust you.
Yeah.
And
100%.
trust has to be very deep.
100%.
And we've been through some deep stuff together.
Yeah. Yeah. We both cried to each other,
Yes.
helped each other,
We were crying
pushed each other.
the other day, just the other day.
We were crying the other day
Yeah. And hugging.
and hugging. All around Downers Grove.
All around Downers.
Hilarious.
All right, pretty soon we're gonna be swimming around.
Yep. You want to outro us?
Thank you so much for checking us out and staying tuned with us. Once again, please let us know what you thought of everything. What did you learn from this? What was valuable? What can we do more of to bring value and to just put out good stuff? We just want to, use our time well and make a big impact, make whatever impact we can on as many people as we can. So,
Yep.
Alan, thanks for being here, brother.
Thank you guys.
We love you.
Love you guys. Cool.
Let's do it. Love it, brother.
That was good.
You like it? It was fun?
Guys, this was freaking awesome. Freaking awesome, dude. Is it like